Hi guys, and welcome back to the Quick Slant on Green Bay Packer Nation. Today we're going to be taking a glimpse forward at the Packers-Lions matchup in preparation for Prediction Friday, so stick around. So the Lions are coming to Lambeau Field, which is a plus in Brett's second game starting as a quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. And, I'm not sure how much home field advantage is going to give us an advantage, but it's certainly a better advantage than if we had to travel to Detroit and meet the Lions there. Granted, Packer fans travel really, really well, but still that stadium is loud, and that team's kind of getting on a bit of a roll. So I think it's important that it's at Lambeau Field instead of in Detroit. Of course, the big news is how will Brett Hundley handle his second start as a Green Bay Packer quarterback, because that really is the key to us winning this game. I don't think he has to be Aaron Rodgers good to win this game, because I don't think the Lions are that good. But he's got to be better than he was against the Saints. And honestly, it's been difficult for me to get a bead on Brett's performance against the Saints, because quite frankly, I don't think we really gave him much of a chance to show what he can do. There were a couple of reasons for that. I think, for starters, I don't think that Coach McCarthy is as confident in Brett as he would like us to believe. He'll, in press conferences, he'll say that Brett's his guy, but then the play calling seemed to differ from that considerably. Now, part of that might be the productivity of Aaron Jones. If you take the 46-yard touchdown run out of Aaron Jones's stats, he was still averaging 5.5 yards a carry. Now, granted, you can't just expect to keep running and the defense not to key on that. However, it's also true that it's hard to say, okay, so the run game is now opening up the pass game, let Brett throw. If you're getting 5 yards a carry, you're gonna generate some first downs. And so I can see why McCarthy leaned heavily on the run, but I just don't think it's a formula for success. Well, I just don't think it's a formula for getting us through this stretch without Aaron Rodgers and getting us into a playoff berth. I think we're going to have to open it up. Now, that brings me to my first concern about the coming game against the Lions, is that McCarthy has said he is going to shrink the playbook. I'm not sure if he just means purely by volume, or if he's going to, if he's got in mind different plays that he's going to focus on. But I would say that we need to open it up for Brett, and I think we can be very successful against the Lions offensively for two reasons. One, of course, we've got Aaron Jones and the run game really making defenses have to pay attention to it. The question with that is, will teams start to figure out Aaron Jones? And here's my thoughts on this, and you guys let me know what you think about this situation. When a rookie running back comes into the league and starts suddenly doing quite well, there's a tendency for fans to give him all kinds of accolades. He's the next superstar on the team, etc., etc. I'm always hesitant to do that, because teams eventually figure out your tells. They eventually figure out little tips that they can use to stop you. The irony of that is that it seems like, and this is just kind of subjective from my experience, but it seems like the figuring out of a rookie running back happens in the off season. It doesn't seem to happen during the season very well, which is really surprising to me, because defensive coordinators, they're just masterminds, especially at this level. And so for a running back to be able to continue having success when he's relatively unknown, as is the case with the first few games that a rookie running back is in, it's surprising to me that defensive coordinators cannot adjust to that, or don't seem to be able to adjust to that within a game or even within a season. It seems like it's the next season where teams have schemed against stuff and figured out running backs and have found ways to stop them. So I honestly don't expect that the Lions defense is going to have figured out Aaron Jones. I think they probably have a better interior defensive line than the Saints did, so they may stop him more frequently, but I think we'll once again rely heavily on Aaron Jones, and he'll have some good production. I would expect he'll probably be up over the 100-yard mark again, but I would hope that would then open up our passing game, and I would hope that McCarthy's going to lean more on the passing game this game than he did against the Saints, simply because we've got our starting tackles back in the game, and so Hundley should have much better protection this game, and I think he'll be able to find his mark, of course, with another week of practice getting in rhythm with our star receivers. So that's kind of on the offensive side of the board. I think the positives that have me thinking that we're going to pull off a win against the Lions is this. I believe Brett will improve. I'm sure he'll still have work to do, but I think he'll improve. Aaron Jones will continue doing what he's doing, and we've got our starting tackles back to protect Brett when he's ready to throw. So let's flip to the defensive side of the ball. There have been a lot of people who have been down on the Packer defense for their showing against the Saints, and I'm not one of them. We held the Saints into the teens all the way into the fourth quarter. For starters, it's hard in my mind to argue that they didn't do a good job when that's the case. Now, yes, things fell apart in the fourth quarter. I think largely because they got tired. We did not have enough offensive plays, and they were on the field way too much. And, granted, it's no excuse. You've got to do your job, but still, at some point, you hit the wall. And I think that's what happened. The communication was the only thing that I think we can knock the Packers defense on in the game against the Saints, is that their lack of communication. That changes dramatically this game, because Morgan Burnett is back on the field. He's going to take over the communication device again. That will free up HaHa to just play ball, and I think that's where HaHa shines, is when he's just able to play ball. He's going to do some great things. Also, Blake Martinez continues to improve, and we don't know yet, but we may get to see Vince Beagle out on the field a little bit in this game, because he's back in action again. So I think those things are going to make this defense even better. I think I'm hoping the offense can generate more first downs, because I believe if we can give our defense just a little bit more rest, they will be able to go the distance, and we'll be able to shut down the Lions. Now, Stafford's one of those quarterbacks that can get on fire and can really put up points, but Drew Brees is also that quarterback, and we held him to 17 points into the fourth quarter. So I don't see why we can't stop Matthew Stafford in this game. He's been putting up a lot of stats, a lot of yardage, but they've been not good in the red zone, and that's where we're going to have to pay close attention, because they're going to be keying on that. They know very well that they've been marching down the field, and the only thing they're really not doing is punching it in the end zone. So those are my thoughts on this game, with the three improvements on offense, and with the defense that didn't do too badly, and the return of Morgan Burnett in particular really helping this defense out. I think among those, we're going to pull off a win at Lambeau Field against the Detroit Lions, and you can jump back tomorrow on Friday for Prediction Friday, and I'll give you my score prediction, and we can kind of roll those predictions into the comments. So until next time, go Pack!